World Green Building Week is something that's now celebrated annually right around the world, and that means 89 different countries. A huge amount of growth since we started here in the UK just 4.5 years ago when there were 26 green building councils, now nearly 90 countries around the world. Celebrating really the best of green building and the benefits that they bring to the environment, to local people and communities, and to the economies of those different countries in different parts of the world.
Welcome everybody to this third annual World Green Building Week celebration. The question is, in these very testing times, not just in the UK but right around the world, do they make good economic sense?
Unless you invest in green buildings, your assets are going to depreciate very quickly indeed, and you have no alternative but to future-proof your investment portfolio by making sure everything you own is green.
There is a good green economy story. While the economy is under capacity, which it is now, which we expect it to be over the next years, then doing things like energy efficiency improvement, investing in renewable heat will help us to create jobs and get the economy back to functioning at capacity and to build new industries which can be the foundations of economic prosperity for the future.
For me personally, World Green Building Week, it provides a tremendous opportunity to raise awareness of the huge impact that the built industry has on the environment. But more importantly for me, it highlights the tremendous amount of work that's being carried out by many of your members.
If we keep talking about carbon and the environment, it's only ever going to appeal to a really small segment. But if we start talking about this as a fun thing, as a cool thing, as a money-saving thing, we're going to appeal to a much wider audience, and that's really where we've all got to go with this.
What I would like to think in the course of time that World Green Building Week will become not just a platform for the green building community to get together and discuss the issues of the day, but actually be something that really attracts the whole industry, the whole occupational market, whether that's domestic or non-domestic, and get them really infused by effectively the urgency of what we need to do with our current and new building stock to deliver our carbon reduction targets.
There is a phenomenal amount of interest. There is an awful lot that we've achieved, and yet we are fundamentally only just scratching the surface.
We're trying to create an example in East London with the inspiration of Isabel and the team with the Climate Change Action Plan. So let's actually do all this as a single set of changes in the neighbourhood, engage the neighbourhood and get them all convinced they should sign up to this deal, and actually demonstrate for the whole of the UK's benefit that there is a model here which can pull in pension funds and other long-term investment funds that can move this forward.
So should we be depressed at actually how little we've travelled, how far, to go back to Peter's graphs, the sort of wedges that we needed to pursue, how little progress we've made, or should we be a bit more optimistic? Well, I think we should actually be a bit more optimistic.
Bringing together a very diverse range of people here this evening, people from the finance community, from the legal community, technology companies, from public sector, from the Mayor's office and others, all coming together and saying, how can we deliver green buildings at the core and then whole green communities?
I think at the moment we're trying to move beyond some kind of small-scale pilots of activity to improve people's homes and their quality of life into getting things much more out into the mass market.
Something between 70 to 80% of our emissions come from existing buildings, so we really need to make sure that we're retrofitting them at scale, and that will enable the creation of jobs and levering in of funding to be able to do that.
The economy of the future will be based primarily on green, so green jobs, green infrastructure, and in fact green will just become a common way of what we do.